Joining me on Soccer North right now is somebody I consider a very dear friend. He has also made Canada proud. He was the goalkeeper between the sticks when Canada won gold at the 2000 Gold Cup. Welcome to the show, Craig, a.k.a. Stacks Forrest, because you're so tall.
Thanks a lot, Andy. It's great to be on here. We've had a little bit of connection problems, but we got there in the end.
We are here. People don't know what it takes to make good TV, but we stuck it through. And I want to ask you about a position that you know very well, which is goalkeeping. Milan Borjan, number one for Canada. Does he need to play out of his skin in order for Canada to have any kind of success in Qatar?
I would say in a word, yes, he does. I think he's going to have to be as good as any player on that pitch. He's going to be very busy. We know from his experience at club level and international that he can handle the pressure. He's done that incredibly well over the campaign of qualifying, and he's also playing pretty well for Red Star Belgrade. He's had a couple interesting goals he's let in, but for the most part, you know that he's capable and has the mentality to deal with the pressures at the World Cup. I have no doubt about that.
First up for them will be Belgium. They're perennial contenders. Craig, they're ranked number 2 in the world. They were 3rd at the last World Cup, but they are one of the oldest teams as well in Qatar, if not the oldest. Close to about 28 is the average age. The Canadians average a few years younger, and there's a growing belief now among Canadian fans that they can actually get a result against Belgium, especially their backline, some older defenders. Are you buying that hype? Do you believe in that too?
Even though they're aging, you've got aging defenders, Alderweireld, Vertonghen, even De Bruyne's, I believe, 30 years of age. And this is kind of coming to the end of this golden generation, their last chance, if you like, really, as this group, anyway, to win the World Cup or get somewhere close. They do have the capabilities to do that. We can't kid ourselves that they don't. But saying that, with the quality that we have up front and what John Herdman will do, putting teams under pressure and putting Canada on the front foot, that's going to be a difficult task for Belgium to keep clean sheets, even with their top quality defenders aging. Courtois, the goalkeeper, top class. So you have to be aware of all of these things as well and look after your defensive abilities and your responsibilities, because they don't no other way to play. They don't put 11 people behind the ball. It's not what Canada's done. That's not what they're really good at. And why start doing it now? Keep playing to the strengths. The players are going to really appreciate it, and they're going to get a chance to score some goals. They just got to hope that Milan stands on his head.
But are you saying there's a chance against Belgium?
There's always a chance. Yes. Yeah. Oh, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. But again, you have to be aware. But we know from John Herdman as well, Andy, that the belief that he puts in this team, they will feel that they're going to win the World Cup when they go out against Belgium. That's all you have to do. You have to have that belief to start with, and they will definitely have that.
Let me tell you my starting 11 against Belgium. You tell me if I'm cuckoo or if you agree. So obviously Borjan in net. From left to right, I'm going Sam Adekubi, Kamal Miller, Stephen Vittoria, Alistair Johnston. In the middle, I'm putting Eustachio and Atiba as that duo, because on the wings, I have Davies on the left, Buchanan on the right. And then up front, I'm going Larin and David. I have a lot of offense here, although I do still think these players are defensively minded. I am going 4 at the back. What do you think?
Yeah, I like it, Andy. I know that John Herdman likes that 3 at the back and the 2 wing backs and Palm and forward. It'll be interesting what they do, but I like the balance of that, and also the protection of having Hutchison in that position where he's capable and really knowledgeable and has that experience, but also you don't have to rely on his pace as much when you have the 4 at the back. So it's certainly something that they'll be thinking about. There's a lot of unanswered questions for John Herdman and this team moving into this Belgium game. I'm not sure they have their best 11 yet. I think there could be some changes and some mind changes along the way. But like I said, we know one thing for sure, that they'll be on the front foot when they play against anybody.
If that's the starting 11, mark it. This is when my managerial debut, if I can even say managerial, that's when it happened, right here on this show. Let's play a bit of a guessing game. Who do you think is going to get Canada's first shot on target?
Ooh, first shot on target. I'll say Jonathan David.
Okay. Who do you think is going to get Canada's first goal?
Stephen Eustachio.
Oh, I mean, why not? He's been scoring.
He's on fire, by the way.
He really is. Okay, who do you think is going to be a little naughty? Who do you think is going to get their first, the first caution, the first yellow for Canada?
Well, Richie Larea if he starts.
I know. He has
right? I don't think there's any doubt about that.
How about stock rising? This is a chance for a lot of Canadian players to be seen by the rest of the world. The most recognizable face we know is Alphonso Davies, but which player do you think has the ability to really burst onto the scene and maybe even have European clubs fight over him?
Well, there's a few. Alistair Johnson sticks out to my mind as well. Kone is another one. I mean, a few Montreal guys that play very, very well in the league system. They're young. They have a lot of big upside. So I think that and Kone is the type, we don't really have that profile of the national team. So he's a big addition for our team, and how they use him and utilize him, it'll be very interesting. But, the experience that he's going to gain from this too. Remember, 4 years' time in 2026, I think we're sitting in a pretty good position with a bunch of young players that, really play greater than their sums and their parts. So this is going to be interesting, because I do believe we do have some players that can make that next step. You look at all these other national teams like Belgium, for instance, are tier 1A players. We have Jonathan David Alfonso in that area, and then Estacio, Porto, pretty good league, obviously Portugal. But I think some of the other ones are going to make some big steps forward, and teams and clubs across Europe are going to take some chances if they perform as well as we think or know they can.
You're one of the players who paved the way for them. So enjoy the moment. Thanks for taking the time here as well on Soccer North. My pleasure as always, Andy. Thank you. If you enjoyed this content, don't miss anything that we're putting out on Soccer North. Be sure to download the CBC Gem app, head to the App Store, and hey, it's free.